Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Lancaster Archery with our monthly video of special deals and new arrivals. This video is going to be for the month of April, and what we do is we bring you special deals that are good for the month of April only, as well as tell you about some products that are new to our inventory. And the reason I only have 3 products up here is because I have 2 big bow cases. We'll tell you about those as we get into them. So let's start with our monthly specials, and we will start with one of the new bow cases. All right, so first up in our monthly specials, we have the Easton Bow Truck. So this is a bow case that Easton came out with a couple years ago. And what I'll tell you is there are multiple sizes in there. What you're going to do is you're going to have a case, a different size case capable of holding bows up to 47 inches. Obviously this one is not that big, but there are other sizes that will get you up to 47 inches. But the Easton Bow Truck bow case, this thing is a tank that's especially designed for airline travel. So hard cases, those things weigh a ton. This is a soft case, but with some hard case properties in there. And first up, we'll tell you about this ballistic nylon here. So this thing is impervious to cutting. So somebody with a knife can't come and cut through this bow case. It's ballistic nylon is the material that's on the outside. And one of the things it has here is they call it the bow truck. It's got this special handle here and this attachment point. What they want you to do is, you know, you're traveling to a tournament, you're going to have your bow case, you're also going to have your luggage. So they put this setup here so that you can connect the two together, and then you only have to tow the one bow case, which, speaking of which, they've got these super wheels here. These are rubber wheels. These things are super sturdy. And what I'm going to show you is you're getting a profile look here. You notice these wheels don't stick out past this plastic protector here. That's on purpose. When things start sticking out, that's when they get broken off. TSA, you know, going through airlines, those things, they can be hard on equipment like this. But you're going to have top handle here for carrying. Of course, you have your handle at this end for towing. Inside the bow case, this is pretty nice in that it's got your Velcro straps, but what I like is it has this enclosure here. So you can imagine you put your compound bow in there, cover it over, and then this is going to sit on top of it. So then you can pile stuff on top of that on top of your bow. Normally you don't want to do that to protect sights, strings, all that, but you can wedge it in between these 2 layers, and then you can pack more stuff on top of it. You've got pockets, arrows, stabilizers, all your gear that you need. Easton Bow Truck, this thing is a truck of a bow case built for that airline travel, for the heavy tournament use. And what we're going to have is we're going to have the bow truck, the various sizes, at 10% off this month. All right, next up we have the Lacrosse Alpha Burley 18-inch high non-insulated boots. And they are going to come in the Sitka Elevated 2 camo. We have these at a ridiculous deal of 35% off. That's an incredible price on these boots. As I mentioned, they are not insulated, but what I can tell you is it's got to get pretty cold before, at least for me, for my feet, to get cold in them. You wear thick socks. I was hunting in these last year down into the 30s and I was comfortable. That's because they're going to have rubber. I mean, this is built for going through water, mud, whatever. It's going to protect your feet. And then on the inside, you do have this neoprene in there. So that's going to wick moisture away from your feet, and it also does act like an insulator, even though these are considered non-insulated boots. So just super sturdy boots, for anything you have to do where you do not want your feet to get wet. And with the Lacrosse, what I'll tell you is if you can see how it kind of contours at your ankle. So one of the things with rubber boots is that they can flop around on your feet. They're not comfortable if you have to walk any kind of distance. These are different. I've walked, 2-3 miles with these on. Doesn't bother me at all. They have great traction on the soles. As I mentioned, they fit nice around your ankles. They just sit on your feet nicely, and you can walk through anything with them. 35% off on these boots this month. All right, the last monthly special we wanted to tell you about is BCY 452X. This is the 1/4 pound spool. There's going to be a whole bunch of colors that you can check out, but this is bowstring material. So for those of you out there who build your own bowstrings, 452X, this is going to be a thinner material than a lot of other strings. It is a combination of Dyneema and Vectran, so super strong. Fast strings. This is going to help you get good arrow speeds for those of you who build your own bowstrings. And as I mentioned, lots of colors, 1/4 pound spool, and I don't even know how many bowstrings you can get out of one spool. You can imagine it's probably going to be years before you'd have to get another one. But we do have the BCY 452X at 10% off this month. Now, what I wanted to mention was there are many more special deals that we have this month. So if you want to see the rest of those, be sure to click the link in the description. We just picked out 3 to highlight for you. All right, next up we have our new arrivals. So what this is a series of products. You can check them all out on the website that may be new to the market, or they may simply be new to our inventory. So we've picked out 2 to tell you about. And first up is one that I'm pretty excited about here. This is the Nanook 991 mil-spec bow case. So this thing is super heavy duty. It weighs 24 pounds, I will mention right off. That's an empty bow case. But if you've ever done any traveling with a bow case, they just have to be beefy to survive the airport. Airports are horrible places for bow cases. You need something that's going to last. So this thing has heavy duty wheels on here with ball bearings, so it's going to roll easy, but it's also going to survive the abuse of the airport. Easy rolling through the airport as you're making your way around. This thing is going to be easy to do that. This material that it's made out of, it is a resin, and why that's important is that this is going to be largely temperature impervious. This is going to have a temperature rating from -20 to 140. What I can tell you is once you get below 0, I've seen bow cases that you get down to -5, -10, -15. I can take this case, hit it with my hand, and it will shatter like glass. This one will not do that. It's rated down to -20 degrees. But just lots of super features on this thing. It's hard for me to describe these clips to you, but they are spring-loaded. So I'm pressing down here. It's just a super secure clasp that they have. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them all the way around there to keep this bow case together. And you are going to have, this is nice, you're going to have handles at both ends. A lot of these bow cases with wheels on them only have a handle at one end, but there are times when you're going to want to pick it up by both ends. So believe me, having handles at both ends is super convenient. It, of course, also has a handle up top there. We'll show you the inside because this is pretty cool. The dimensions of it. So it's 47 inches on the outside, 44 inches on the inside. However, the way that this is laid out, you're not going to be able to get a 40-inch bow in here. I measured it and I got up to 38. So you figure with cams, you're probably looking at 35, 36-inch axle-to-axle bows is basically what you're going to be looking at. A lot of bows are going to fit in there, especially hunting bows. Any hunting bow, compound bow is going to fit in here. But super heavy-duty foam it's got on the inside. You're going to have arrow keepers up there. You're going to have Velcro straps to hold different things in place. You can see all the spaces that you have to keep gear in place. But just a really solid bow case that is new on the market. You are going to have the latches themselves don't have locks built in, but you're going to have stainless steel reinforced places for locks, so you can put your own padlock on there, combination lock or a key lock to keep this thing secure. So that is the Nanook 991 mil-spec bow case. I mean, this thing is just built for travel and abuse. All right, our second item for new arrivals we wanted to tell you about is the Phelps Rain Series 3-pack of turkey calls. So you're going to get 3 turkey calls. These are mouth diaphragm turkey calls from the folks at Phelps. And they're going to be 3 with different sounds. So you're going to have the pawn, the rook, and the queen. The pawn is going to be a double reed call. So that one's going to be the one you're really going to want to use to get super quiet, gobblers in close. That's going to be the one you're going to use for that. The rook is a 3-reed call, and the top reed is extra heavy. So this is the one when you really want to get loud. You want to call a long distance to see if there are any birds out there to answer. That's going to be the rook. The queen is also a triple reed call, but they're not as heavy, so that's going to be kind of the middle of the road. It's going to have that rasp of the 3-reed calls. You're going to be able to be loud. You're going to be able to get quiet. It's kind of going to be in the middle of the road between the 2 others. Kind of going to be your all-round call will be the queen down there. But just super well-made calls from the folks at Phelps. Again, these are the mouth diaphragm style turkey calls. All right, so that's what we have for our April monthly specials and new arrivals. If you want to see everything that we have in those categories, as we said, make sure you click the link in the description below. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to click that bell to get notifications whenever we put out new videos. As always, if you have any questions, you can visit us at lancasterarchery.com.